Hey fellas, Dan Brocas from Lead Faucet Tactical. Today I want to talk to you about one of our training tips out here is shooting around, I say barricades, but positions of cover. What I still see going out there is people not supporting themselves and pieing off the piece of cover. The problem with that is we don't end up in our 10-round string stance. If I'm going to be behind something, use it to support yourself, because really I don't know how far that guy or how near he's going to be away. There's a time and place not to support yourselves, but overall it's one of these lessons learned we learn the hard way is, man, if I'm behind something, support yourself. What do I mean by that is we come up to our piece of cover, where this is an alleyway or anything. A lot of guys like to pie it off like this. There's no way that I can put 5 rounds downrange effectively as I can by coming up and using this barricade to support ourselves. And what I mean by that is come up, post yourself, get meat in between you and your weapon system. I'm squared up to my piece of cover. My weapon's not touching it, but I'm using a nice handhold position, and I will for sure put 5 rounds on that target, or 10, much quicker and more accurate this way instead of pieing it off this way. Also with barricades, fellas, let's talk about when I say meet in between your weapon and the barricade, where our hand needs to be. Real fellas, we don't want our weapon touching this at all right here, because it's just going to slide. Wood's porous, but on concrete and the aluminum side of a building, it's just going to slide. So get meat. If you got a little doohickey like this, I hook my thumb, get most of my hand up there, pinch down on my rail. I got my light right here. Everything designed nice and tight, fellas. I don't use the barricade for all my support, but I can push in a little bit. My dot's not going to move. Now, if you don't have a doohickey, you can come up in here, dig some knuckles in, push it on back to wherever your light or laser is. There's really no set technique, but as long as you get meat in between your piece of cover and your weapon and have a good firm handhold, it's a nice stable position, and it's way better than pieing it off. All right, fellas, we're going to shoot. I'm going to show you the difference in my shot pace, accuracy, and hits by pieing it off compared to using my piece of cover to support my firing position. 5 shots, 5 hits. All right, fellas, now we're going to use a barricade to support ourselves, and you can hear the difference in shot pace and accuracy if I come up here and support myself. My dot's barely moving on that target, fellas. I got a nice stable position. I'm supporting myself on my piece of cover, fast, accurate follow-up shots, and that's what it's about. Fellas, also with barricades, we got to be able to fight. I say barricades, cover, half-ass cover. We got to be able to fight ambidextrous. There's no way, if I'm a right-handed shooter and I'm on this side of a piece of cover, that I'm going to come out, do what we talked about, posting up. I'm exposing way more than 50% of my body. All I got to do is fire and hand the magazine well, transition that weapon, square up, and I'm just replicating everything I did on my strong side, on my support side, fellas. You can see how I minimize my exposure by just transitioning the weapon to my strong to support side and shoot. Strong, support. We covered a couple things. Don't pie it off. Use your piece of cover to support yourself. Get meat in between your weapon and your piece of cover, and be ambidextrous when you're fighting around cover, fellas. You gotta be. Minimize your exposure, maximize your cover. We gotta fight ambidextrous. And I'll say this, 6 in one, half dozen the other. I can tell you everything I put out is not right, not wrong, and it's not the only way to do things, fellas. I'm just telling you what's worked for me and my teammates for years. And pieing off is not a stable position when you're trying to shoot somebody 100 meters away. Get up there, use your cover, and you've seen the difference in the video between my 5-round strings, and that's only 5 rounds. Sometimes it takes 10, sometimes it takes 20. Thanks for tuning in.